like, I got to come see you. Just me and you. I know my family's here, but I want to come spend time with you and get to know you. So we did schedule a March visit.
Yeah.
Which is why we considered March 23rd our anniversary. So the first day, when I came back to LA, she picked me up and we made plans to. She wanted to take me to a place called Bossa Nova. I've never been there.
Yeah.
But that was our first date. I love the ambiance, and she picked the winner for sure.
Became one of our favorite restaurants to visit.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
We love that.
I love that. Right? Bossa Nova is like top notch.
Yeah, it is A1.
The 7-year itch.
Oh,
yeah.
write
that
that
down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Those are beautiful, beautiful origin stories. Thank you for sharing those.
Yes.
Such beautiful people, beautiful couples. All right, now there's some rules for this couples therapy game. Okay. So Lord Rocca, who's the mastermind, has been very worried about couples fighting going home in the car. Okay. So the rule is you cannot be mad in the car. Do I have your pledge? There's no car fighting.
No car fighting.
Okay. All right. There we go. Amen. Amen. All right. So how well do you think you know your couples? What do you think? How strong are you in knowing each other at this point?
Yeah.
You confident?
Yeah, we take notes.
Yeah, we do take.
You take notes.
Sarah?
Okay.
I take mental notes.
How well do you guys think you work together as a team?
Oh, we work pretty well.
Work pretty good?
I have confidence.
You have confidence?
Yeah.
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay. Well, I think they're ready.
You think they're ready?
I think they're ready.
Are we supposed to do push-ups?
Game on.
What are you talking about here, right?
You got me queued up?
Sarah's like, I need to understand.
It's not going to be Price is Right. It's going to be something that's going to be themed.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
here we
go. How do you want to get funky with me?
All right, now I have to admit, I don't necessarily know what's going to be on this ride. So here we go. I'm excited.
All right, here we go.
Here we go. Woo.
Okay.
All right. I love it.
You know that's what I wanted to do right here. You know I love that, Lauren. I know. You know that.
Good damn.
That's dating game. I love the dating game.
It's called
The newlywed, okay.
Okay.
With Bob Eubanks. No, with Lord Rock. You was Lord Rock tonight.
I remember Bob Eubanks.
Welcome, couples, to the show. My name is Lil Rocka. Some of y'all may know me as Danny. And I am your host for tonight's game. Battle of the Sexes, the Couples Edition. Okay, so how we going to start the first game? The first game is called it's called Boo, We Look Just Like Them. Okay? So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to have the women switch places. No, not switch places. I want the men sitting next to each other and the women sitting next to each other, okay? Can y'all make that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the
okay.
women
So,
Okay, so we gotta
that'll be
scoop.
the
yeah, so George, you can come here, and then Sarah, you can take George's place.
Okay.
Okay. I love this game. And it's the first time, and y'all the first ones to play this game. No one's played this game. Okay? Y'all the first ones to play. This is interesting. Okay. So, okay, y'all ready? Y'all gonna need your phones. You're gonna need your phones. You're gonna need your phones. Yeah.
Oh,
You're gonna
okay.
need your phones for this one.
That's my
Okay.
fault then.
Okay. So, the question is, what couple do you guys remind each other of? So you gotta Google a couple who y'all think y'all remind each other of, and we're gonna see if y'all get it right. See if y'all got the same couple. So if it's Jay and Beyonce, and she got Jay and Beyonce, like, okay, we remind each other of that couple. So y'all can go ahead and think about
Does
it.
it have to be a current couple? Or
No, it could be any
Current,
couple.
past, just couples in general.
Yeah, couples in general. It could be a TV couple. It could be a real couple like Michelle and Obama.
But we can't
You can
show
do
each
that,
other.
Martin.
It's
You
just gotta
can
be
do
all-
that.
Yeah.
Martin and Gina.
Hey, I know y'all sitting close to each other, so you can't look. So you can't look over there. Matter of fact,
Okay, just switch the two of them.
yeah, okay, let's switch. Can y'all switch? Can y'all two switch, please? Cause they sitting too close. I forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute. Switch. Oh no, y'all gotta switch. You two gotta switch. You two gotta switch. Yeah, y'all gotta switch chairs. Yeah, switch chairs. Okay, and let me know when y'all and let me know. Huh?
Could it be from a movie?
It could be from a movie. It could be from anywhere. Yeah, it could be from anywhere. Okay, and whichever couple got the same picture, that's who wins the round number 1. Let me know when y'all ready.
Trying to put some hints out there.
Wait.
Somebody may have Michelle and Obama, the other one may have Jay and Beyonce. I thought we was like Jay and B. Well, I thought we was like them.
I mean, they cheated though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Okay, so let me know when y'all ready. Y'all look like y'all ready.
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
Can't wait to see.
Okay.
Oh man.
Hold on. Are you still looking?
Kind of.
Let's see what you got over there, baby.
I'm going for looks, kind of, sort of.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going for looks or like,
So you ready over there, Sarah?
personality.
You ready?
I'm going for personality. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
You ready? Okay, so let's look at George's phone. Who you got? Show me.
Oh, I gotta bring it up. Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta bring it up. You gotta bring it up. I gotta see the picture. Oh. Okay. Don't show nobody. All right, go ahead, my brother. Let me see who you got.
I gotta bring it up now.
Okay.
Man,
That was cute. I like that one.
Pull it back
I like that one.
Let's
You know,
go.
I'm in between, but I like this couple.
Oh, okay. Don't look over there, Sarah. Don't look. Okay. All right. Let's see your couple. Oh.
I wasn't going for looks.
Okay. Sarah, let me see your couple.
I went off personalities.
Oh, okay. So let me be the first to announce that none of y'all chose the same couple. Okay? None of y'all. Okay.
I want to hear why.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead, George. You can go
But
ahead.
the name of the game is
Sorry, Joe.
we look like them, right?
Yeah. No.
No, just what remind you.
We remind you. Yeah. We remind you. Got you.
So I
Okay.
picked Lorenz Tate and Nia Long from Love Jones.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Okay. And Ms. Lori wants to know why. Why did you choose?
Is that for
Well,
looks or?
I'll say
You can speak into the mic to my brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, through my younger days when Lorenz Tate was like popping, I would get a lot of comparisons to him,
Yeah.
and I feel like Sydney gives Nia Long vibes in a way like she has that natural beauty. So
Very
I
true.
feel like that's why.
Ain't gonna be no fighting in the car.
Let's go. All right, my brother. Why did you choose the couple you chose?
I chose
Yeah,
I
go
chose Tiana Taylor and Iman Shumpert.
Okay.
I'm tall, she's short, but she's more like the active, goofy kind of one. So likes to dance around and everything, and I'm more. I'm goofy too, but I'm more laid back than she is.
Yes, sir.
Definitely. I'll play football.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Sydney?
That was a good one. That was a good one.
know that
Go ahead, Sydney. Go ahead. Tell us who you chose.
I chose Martin and Gina. That real. Yeah, I went off of the vibe. Our vibe is more like a Martin and Gina. We have fun, very, very loving. You can see the love. Yeah.
Okay.
George is like, that's a
Sarah, who'd you choose and why?
I went for Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I like
Oh, okay.
Not for the like violent passion that they have for each other, because we're not violent with each other. But they're both gangster. And I feel like we both are like that. We don't let anybody just, we know how to handle our shit.
That's right. Okay, y'all did well. So there's no winner in round 1, but let's see about round 2. So round 2, we're gonna play Pictionary. Y'all get to choose who wants to draw and who doesn't want to draw, and we'll put 2 minutes on the mark, and y'all got 4 words. You have 2 minutes for 4 words. If you don't get the first word and you like, oh, you guys are struggling, just move on to the next game. Just tell them, give me the next word. Okay? All right. So choose who's gonna draw, and then we'll stand up and we'll head to that board right over there.
Okay.
All right.
So
We'll have y'all go first. Yeah. But y'all both teams need to stand up.
Okay.
So we'll have Jordan sitting on this side.
I'm on this side.
Oh yeah, y'all on this side. Oh, you on this side. So who's gonna be drawing? You draw? Okay, come on. Say that for me.
It's like charade.
It's like charades with pictures.
So you're gonna give them the word. You can't describe the word. You're gonna tell them. You can't tell them with the word, but you're gonna describe it. You're gonna try to draw it, and you can get it right.
Oh, wait. I thought he was gonna draw the words.
No.
Yes.
So that's how we do it.
That's why you have the sticky note.
Yeah.
You have the word. He has to
Draw the word.
I'm describing the words.
He has to
I can't
describe
say the word.
Yeah, can't say the word, but have to describe the word.
Yeah, so it's like,
You describe it, and then you gotta draw it.
Describe it.
Sarah's all in training. She's ready. Getting it going. There we go. Okay. There we go. I have faith in you, couples. I have faith in you.
Okay, so we'll start with.
So I have a question. I'm going to time. Is it they have 2 minutes for the whole list? Yes?
They got 4.
Jumping in.
2 minutes is long.
Okay, good. All right. Tell me when I need to start the timer.
Okay, so.
Which couple's going first? Okay.
How do you win if she draws the correct object based off my clues?
Yeah, that's how you win. Yeah.
And then she'll draw it and say the word, right? Say what she's drawing. Is that how it goes?
Yes, you have to say what she's doing.
All right, Sydney.
Sarah, you gotta back up a little bit. He can't see. How much time do you got?
You have 2 minutes.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, 4 words, 2 minutes. Let Ms. Lori know when y'all ready so she can start your timer.
I'm ready.
Go.
All right, this is a sport on ice, and the instrument used to score.
Nice. What is it? What is it?
Hockey stick.
Okay, go
Alright.
on.
Okay. This week, last week, I've been well acquainted with this while we were working. When stuff tends to pile up in our room, I use this to clean articles. You can use a card to put in it in order to use it.
Washing machine.
Boom. Okay.
All right. Go.
So you're gonna get this. Yesterday morning, we heard this thing snoring.
Oh, okay.
Birds do snore, by the way.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And
50
for
seconds
today,
left. 50
okay,
seconds.
so for today, I see you. So for today, you decided to use the dress and put on.
Oh, jeans.
Boom.
Wow, let's
That's good. All right.
go. All right.
With 33 seconds to spare.
All right, let's go.
All right. Great job.
Thank you.
Great teamwork. Great teamwork.
Dreamwork. Next
All right, next couple.
Where do I keep it the same seat?
Yeah, oh, y'all can stand.
Okay.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. Okay, go.
Alright, so it has black and white keys.
Yeah, you draw it as best as you can. Best as you can.
Whole detail drawn?
No. As best as you can.
Alright, the next one is the green thing that we use to cook with in the kitchen. No.
I mean, it's frying pan.
Yeah.
They are.
And then the thing that we've been wanting to get, but there's sort of a shortage, and you shoot with it.
Shoot with it? Like that again.
You shoot with it. I shoot bullets. Yeah.
A gun? A gun?
Yes.
Oh.
They got like a minute.
Oh, you were just okay. The last one you were just looking at these for like a tattoo thing. They have wings. They're insects. They have wings, different colors. Really colorful.
Oh, butterfly.
Yeah.
Wow, is that it?
That it?
Yep.
All right. Well, that was a good one. Good. Congratulations. Teamwork. Hey, now you guys got it going on tonight, I tell you. See, Lord G? I do.
Make it
Yeah.
happen
All right.
tonight.
Okay, let's go.
Vibes of the
Get back up. It's round 2.
Keeping the passion alive in the relationships. Keeping the passion alive.
Same draw. Y'all can switch it up if y'all want to. Y'all want to keep the same drawer?
I'm gonna stick with the green ingredient.
Little mini pimp. What is this game? What is this game?
No, it's the same game. It's round 2.
Oh, it's
So
round
we got a
2.
tie. So we got a tie.
Oh, okay, wait. Well, have they looked at the words yet? We could make an alteration on the game.
Alteration.
Well, what if the person drew and the other person had to guess what they've drawn?
Okay.
That might make it a little more complex.
Okay. So you would have to switch.
I have to.
You have to be the drawer.
You gotta
You've
be the
seen
drawer
the
now.
Okay. Yeah, so he's going to draw something, and you have to figure out what he has drawn. Yay, Cindy. Okay, and there's still 2 minutes. There's still 4 things. Lord Rock has still 4 things.
Yes, it's still 4.
Okay. All right. So we've switched. Like, we know that your verbal communication is great, right? Now we want to see how your nonverbal communication flows, because George is going to be drawing, but he cannot say anything at all. But Sydney, you can just be calling out a lot of things that you think this is, right? And when you get it right, George will put a check mark on that.
Can I interact with my drawing? Like,
You cannot say a word.
but if it's a gun, can I?
No.
No graphics.
Our board here is not. I don't blame you, George. It's a non-interactive board, so it's not interactive. We are working today in only one-dimensional drawing. Fair enough? Good. So you guys know the new rules, right? You were great with your verbal communication. Let's see how good you are with your non-verbal. And we got 2 minutes on the clock. And George, you tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, and go now. Boom.
So, fork and spoon, dinner, plate.
Oh, wow.
All right, 1. That's great.
As y'all can see, my.
Top ramen.
Salad.
Look at top.
Panini. Taco.
Boom.
There you go. That was a good one. Yay.
Let's go. That was a good draw. That was a good taco.
13. That
The
was.
way it was drawn, like, I ain't gonna lie.
Plenty.
Boom.
Ah.
That was easy.
Hugh Hefner.
We don't bring Hugh Hefner up in those.
Right.
All
Right.
right, we got a minute.
Flashlight. Cookie. Microphone.
Boom.
Oh, all right.
Wait, 50 seconds to spare.
Well, 50
50 seconds to spare. Great non-verbal. Wow. You guys are slamming it.
2 minutes too long.
In the updated version, that'll go down to a minute. Yeah, that'll be a minute.
1 minute and a half.
Yeah,
Right.
1.5, yeah.
Well, but for now,
Next, we gonna do
Sarah and Edward, you still have 2 minutes.
But they get the same time, and then
Yes,
if
sir.
it goes to another round 3.
Then we'll go.
We'll bring it down to a minute and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Pretty stiff.
No, you do not. As long as you get off.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. Go. Start. Time starts now.
Booty.
Sarah, that's really good.
I see what he's drawing.
A guitar.
All right.
There
Does that count though?
What's the word? What's the word?
Mountain.
Yes, oh yeah, she said mountain. Yeah, right. Great job, Sarah. All right.
That's a good mountain.
That's a great mountain.
Good.
Fish.
Wow.
Ah.
Oh, because it's
It looks like a trumpet.
It's a symbol like it looks like the Pisces sign,
Right.
but it just has bubbles.
What is it called?
I would guess.
Da-da-da-da.
50 seconds.
Turtle shell.
Sarah's hysterical over here, my God.
Okay.
What is going on?
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Magic carpet.
Magic carpet. I like that one.
15 seconds.
Oh, where's the draw?
Oh my God. What is happening?
Oh no.
10,
9,
8, 7, 6,
Look at the word.
5,
4,
3,
2.
Last Blanket. Ah.
that was a blanket.
Right.
I was like,
I didn't even try to make it a quilt.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay. So, all right, let's move on to the third game. So we got 1-0. One team is up.
Yep, we have Edward and Sarah have.
So for this third game, okay, now this is the game that I said may get y'all fighting. I hope it doesn't. Let me get George up there and let me get Sarah up there. Yeah, but there. Okay. So there's 6 questions.
no drawing.
I'm gonna ask you 6 questions about your spouse. And
Oh, but they have to, the other two have to turn this way?
No, they can turn that. Yeah, they can turn that. So I'm gonna ask you 6 questions about your spouse, and you gotta get them right. Okay. So, let's start with Sarah. Your spouse favorite color?
Right. Oh.
Okay. Your spouse favorite food? And spouses, disclaimer, please.
Write this down already?
Huh?
Did they write these down already?
No.
Yeah.
No, they got some type of that. So, please be honest. If it ain't your favorite, don't be like, yeah, it's my favorite, and it ain't your favorite. Be honest, okay? Be honest, okay? Your spouse's favorite place to go? Your spouse's dream vacation? Well, look at this. She know her, man. Okay, the last question. He hates when this happens. He hates when this happens. Like,
Just one word?
No, what it could be whatever you think. What is it that he hates that happens? Okay, so my brother, is it correct?
Yeah.
Everything's correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, all right. George, your turn, my brother. Here we go.
Alright.
Spouse favorite color? Favorite food? Hey, yo, Sarah, I think I skipped one on you, and I'm going to ask you this question, too, okay? Favorite movie or TV show? George? Or a TV show. It could be a TV show.
Rashid, you don't think I should put the camera over there?
What? Oh, let's see.
Okay. Dream vacation. No, favorite place to go. I'm sorry, sir.
Oh.
Favorite place to go. Spouse favorite place to go. Okay. 5 is dream vacation. Dream vacation. Spouse dream vacation. Okay. And she hates when this happens.
If there not be anything on the toilet seat.
Okay, Sydney, look over. Is he right?
Yes. Actually, it is.
Oh, okay.
And I really am gonna laugh at this art.
Okay, great. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, so we even there.
Oh my God, it's exciting. Yes.
Time to play the last game.
Uh-oh.
And this is for the big prize. And this one is called, which is one of my favorites, Hard Words to Spell. So this is where y'all team up, and I'm gonna give y'all a word, and
This on you.
But it ain't good words or math.
Yeah, give them a minute. Yeah. So we'll do 3 and 3.
Yeah. So they get a minute for all
You
three.
correct my vocabulary.
No, so you get a minute each for each word. Yes.
We should probably think it too.
I get everything wrong.
30 seconds.
Okay, 30
I'm
seconds.
spelling everything wrong.
Wow. Okay, so you get 30 seconds. Okay. Please stand up with your spouse on side by side, please. Okay. So
Our
we do these 3 words, and then the tiebreaker is the last one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now you have Evelyn and Sarah are ahead
Yeah. So they're one. Okay. Yeah. So this is the final game.
because they
Okay. Okay. Time to play Hard Words to Spell. Let's go. Let's start with Sarah. Let's start with Sarah and Edward.
Right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is your team building exercise.
All right.
Okay.
I love those.
So the
Spell together.
yeah, figure it out together. Okay. So so you got. Here we go. The first word is turquoise. Turquoise is your first word. Okay.
Ooh, I for sure spelled that over my head.
Okay. I got this.
Okay.
All right. Is that your final?
Look
Got
at
it?
Sarah's face.
Okay.
She's such a goof.
Turquoise. TURQU.
Okay. So moving on to George and Sydney. Your word is benevolent. Benevolent.
All right.
He said, I believe him.
Okay. Benevolent. BENEVOLENT.
All right.
Okay.
One and oh.
1-0.
1-0.
Okay. Sarah and Edward. Your word is criticism. Criticism. That's the way you spell criticism, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's when you know.
There's that confidence there.
That's right.
All right. Criticism. Let me restart this. CRITICISM.
There you go. Okay.
That's one on the board.
I'm gonna switch this one because this team's good. So I'm gonna give them a little harder one. The word is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur.
I think I spelled this one last time.
15 seconds.
You know what?
That's pretty good, though.
Okay. Entrepreneur. ENTREPRENEUR.
He's on fire. Yeah, okay. Sarah and Edward, your word is colleague.
I know my colleague. That's nice.
Hey, but
Is that your final answer? Okay.
COLLEGUE.
oh, see, I was right.
He said I was right.
Ms. Laurie, so they've gotten
Actually, wait.
And
five.
they've gotten
Yeah, so we done 5 words.
Wait, hold on. According to Google, what you had was actually correct. Yeah.
No, hold on. Put it up again, Sarah.
She had league in the COL in front of it.
Yeah.
As in like a football league, LEAGUE.
Yeah.
That's what she had.
Yeah, colleague. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that's correct. Wow, go ahead.
That's like
So
What? I lost.
so we gave them a total of 5 words. So they got 2 right. They got
3.
3.
We got one.
All the ones they've gotten
Yeah,
right.
3 to 2.
They got 1 wrong. So
Okay.
you got 3
Yeah,
2.
get 3 2.
Okay, so
All right, if y'all get this last one correct, y'all win.
and that word would be connoisseur. Connoisseur.
I'd be definitely dead in water.
Connoisseur. Is the timer on?
Oh Lord, I got so caught up in the word. Go.
Okay, cool.
No, you can't.
Well, they can't because it's not their word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I already Googled it right now.
I know.
How much time?
15 seconds.
Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, let's spell it. CONNOISSEUR.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He's such a
Yeah.
So we gotta get this.
Y'all gotta get this right to tie.
Oh, they tie if they get this.
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll tie.
And the word is luxurious.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I love that word. I was thinking about it.
Ooh, she underlined it.
She underlined that
She
one.
underlined that one. Waiting
In
on.
my head, I thought it was a longer word.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Luxurious. LUXURIOUS.
All right.
So if George and Sydney get this last one, they win, correct?
We did good together.
We're tied. We're tied.
So it's tied now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here goes. Here goes Sydney and George for the win.
For the win.
For the win. The word is abdominal.
Abdominal.
Abdominal. Y'all, they work out. You gotta work out that abdominal.
Abdominal.
Ooh, any underline.
Any underline.
George, confident. Come on.
All right. For the win. Abdominal. ABDOMINAL.
Our winners are George and Sydney. I'll see y'all next time on Battle of the Sexist Couples Edition.
They won the whole thing?
They won the whole thing.
Oh my
Okay, so
a wonderful gift.
your gift for winning the whole thing. Yay! Hold on. I gotta take pictures of that. You got that, Jackie?
Thank you.
And I got a gift for you guys. Enough to play. I know, right? Great job. Excellence, Laura Rocco. Bravo, thank you. That was great. Oh my goodness. Isn't that fun and therapeutic, right?
A lot of fun.
Laughter's therapy. That's
is.
why I say couples therapy is laughter.
That was fun. Did you guys have fun?
We did.
Yeah?
That was a lot of fun. Right?
That was great. That was great.
Family Feud.
What'd you say, Rashid?
No, put him on Family Feud.
Yes. That was great. That's our next version. We got to get a Family Feud version. Okay. Family Feud game. Great. Well, I have to say, you guys are some pretty tough couples here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. What was your favorite thing about the game?
Learning that he absolutely, like, he knew me, he pays attention.
That is cool.
Impressed. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
Sarah, Edward?
I wasn't surprised at all. Like, she pays attention to detail really well. So, I mean, I just liked it was how it was written down though. Just to see it put in my face, like, oh, she knows her stuff.
That's true. It's cool.
I enjoyed the fact that we got to team up together for probably the first time.
Yeah,
I don't
the
think
first
we ever
time.
teamed up to do anything.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so glad when we were the first Poetry Justice.
The POJ
It's
show.
a blessing.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful. So speaking of that, like our game, as you say, George, teamwork. There was a component of this game that you had to engage in teamwork. How important is teamwork in a relationship? And where do you feel, if you're comfortable in sharing, where you are in terms of teamwork with your individual relationships?
I think teamwork is very important. Communication mainly. If you talk to each other, and I mean, as far as us, we communicate very well. If something's on my mind, I don't have no problem expressing it, as well as her. And neither one of us has a problem with just sitting there and listening without arguing, but also giving feedback. Whether it's always going to be positive feedback, but we both have to be able to take like the criticism. Like if it's something neither one of us like, and we say it, then we have to just take it in and understand that it only means well to help each other. So
Absolutely.
Oh, for us, teamwork, I feel like, is the foundation. There's no way that you can grow together without teamwork. I mean, like, that's the key word, together. And together is a team. So, like, I absolutely need it. In the beginning, I felt like our communication was great. And then we had a couple of bumps in the road and found out that we needed to regroup and give a different perspective of communication and what that looked like. I feel like because we're so similar and different at the same time, it took a minute for us to figure out how to listen and how to communicate to one another. And I feel like we've definitely hit a pretty good place in our relationship where we're able to actually listen and not listen to respond, but listen to understand.
That is beautiful. Say that again, Sydney.
Yes, listen to not to listen to respond, but listen to understand. Yeah,
that's become a mantra, I feel like, in our relationship. And mentioning teamwork, you know, I love sports, and just thinking while she's talking, I'm thinking how, you know, in order for a championship team to attain their ultimate goal, they have to complement each other. You know, I bring certain things to the table in the relationship. She brings certain things, and I feel like we complement each other well, and where areas where I'm weak, she's strong, and vice versa. I think that's very important, you know, because every relationship hits those bumps, you know, that she just talked about, and it's learning, you know, just keeping in the back of your mind the love you have for your partner, you know, talking about teamwork. What drives you to, sometimes you gotta die to yourself. Sometimes your way is not the right way. And just piggybacking off of what she's saying, listening to understand, there's so many times where she's brought certain things to my attention that I just was not aware of, and I grew from that. So I think if that's the common theme on your in any relationship, there's going to be growth. So.
I think there's a lot of relationships out there that don't operate and function with that component of teamwork. What advice would you give to those relationships on what's the first baby step in moving toward building that teamwork component?
I think it can be simplified very much in the mindset of switching from me versus you to us versus the problem. It's supposed to be me and you together. Now, how do we solve this? I have a problem with something, or you have a problem with something. Okay, cool. What compromise can we come to that we're both comfortable with? You know, instead of like, you always do this, and you know, I have to do everything, and blah blah blah. And it's a very, there's such a combative language there. Versus, you know, I would really prefer it if you didn't do this. That would make me feel so much better. You know?
Right. Absolutely.
And, yeah, that sounds better than would you please?
Right.
Shut up.
But what's leaking out on me, and I don't know if it's just me, is this word trust.
Oh yeah.
Right? Do you think you need trust to be able to establish that teamwork?
It's key.
Right?
Definitely. I feel like we had to work on that. If I'm speaking honestly, I feel like he had to work on it a lot more than I did. Because I feel like our backgrounds were so different. I came from being able to build myself up as a single person. And I got a chance to do the work on Sydney and be happy with what the reflection that I seen in the mirror. So I knew who I was, and I knew how to love on myself, and I forgave myself for a lot of different failed relationships. And I built the relationship back up with myself first. And I became whole. You know what I mean? So I was able to carry us in the area where he wasn't so trusting, and he just had apprehension, like, you really love me? I'm like, yeah, fool. Yeah, I do actually. And I had to, we was just talking about this the other day, like, I also had to understand that the person that I was when I was single, I had to allow that woman to die and to be okay with the version of myself in a relationship. Because I think a lot of times we bring the person that we was single or in our in a different situation, and we bring that into our new situation thinking like, oh, this is going to look the same. And I had to understand that he was a completely different person from who I dealt with before, and I had to understand that I'm not going to be the same version of myself that I was prior to him walking in my life. And everything had to change, and I had to be okay with that.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I think we bring baggage, right, to other relationships,
Definitely.
whether we want to or not, right?
Is it inevitable?
Well, I don't know. That's a question that I'd like to ask the panel. How do you assess whether or not you're bringing old baggage into new
George, I have a question for
luggage?
you.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on why you think that the trust was a little more
Sure.
timid on, you know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm thinking of the best way to give you the short version.
Now take your time.
I'm coming off of a 18-year marriage. Been with my ex-wife since high school. So
there you have it.
Not being able to navigate through different relationships and learning a lot about myself. I feel like she's had that opportunity to kind of figure herself out, and me, I got busy in raising kids, and I knew my past relationship was quote unquote safe, and I didn't really have to. There was a lot that I did not experience as far as dealing with a woman of a different personality. You know, I learned a lot about myself when I was exposed to something different, and I think the way that my marriage ended, and I'm probably jumping around all over the place, forgive me, is that my guard was up because of something that I did in the relationship. So a part of me was like, at the time we met, I felt like it was too good to be true. You know, like, I don't deserve a woman like this. There's got to be an angle, or you know, I don't know what she's after, or if she really likes me for me, or and she never gave me no reason to doubt that. She's been completely on the up and up. But I feel like a lot of it was just I was projecting my guilt in a way, you know, like what I thought I deserved in a relationship. So that's where my guard was up. And plus, naturally, I'm just a cautious person. She knows that by now. I'm very calculated in any decision that I make before I dive straight in. So I guess that's the short answer. I could elaborate a lot more, but
no, it absolutely makes sense.
Yep.
The 18-year marriage answered it all, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? You just gotta be careful.
Yep.
Makes sense. Thank you.
I think we also learned from both our game and from our discussion about teamwork that communication becomes a fundamental component of a relationship.
It's everything.
Right? So I ask you, as couples, did your communication just magically appear in your relationship, or was that something you had to work toward building?
No. No. It didn't just come.
It didn't just happen.
No, we had to definitely work on it. I feel like in the beginning, because it's, you know, it's the honeymoon stage, and it's just, it feels great. You're on high. You're riding on cloud 9. Every talk, every text, every look, everything is just like over the top. And when that goes away and you have your first, I feel like we had our first little disagreement kind of early on, because we're both very passionate people and we stand firm on what we believe. And I thought in the beginning, like, oh, we get along with all of the superficial things, but when we start talking about the hard things, the things that really matter, that can make and break a relationship, I don't feel like we fully disagreed with one another, but our views on it was so different. Sometimes we were just unwavering. Like, I didn't want to waver in the way that I perceived something that I stood so firm on, because I never, honestly, this is my first time ever being like really in love. Like, I never felt like anybody was worth it. I didn't feel like, really, honestly, I get tired real easy. They could chew wrong, look wrong, speak wrong, walk wrong, sit wrong, and I'm done.
Didn't need it.
So he came along and
they can breathe wrong,
breathe wrong, blink wrong. It was over. Okay, all right, sir. Nice meeting you. Have a nice life. He came around, and I don't know. I was willing to do whatever it took, and yeah, and now we're here.
That's great. All right. What has been the communication journey for the two of you, Sarah and Edward?
Like she said, it was more the honeymoon stage in the beginning. Everything was just on cloud 9. You know, we get along so great, and we agree on everything. You're just like me, the female version. And then after a while, I think we just thought we had it figured out, like we all do. And I think it started, we moved in with each other. Our communication was just, like I said, we had different point of views on everything. And that's when we had to just sit down and talk and figure everything out together. Like, okay, I respect this, and you respect this about me, and we're just going to talk it out. And maybe we didn't know each other as much as we thought we did. And that's when we just had to back up and get to know each other some more, you know, because we want it to work, and it's going to work. And so now we're back at the honeymoon stage, except we have more of an agreement within each other. So now our communication is just there, because I would say, like, I'm real, like, hesitant and not speaking my mind, but just putting myself out there. And so until you get comfortable with someone, and I got comfortable with her, and she got comfortable with me, where I can just say as I want and move how I want without any judgment.
Yeah, I would agree. There was definitely a learning period when we moved in together. I think there was a lot of him hesitating to tell me about certain things because of his past relationships and how those women reacted. From simple stuff like his friends inviting him to go hang out at a bar, and he's just like, yeah, bro, you know, I'm not gonna go, and he'd downplay it. I'm like, you can go if you want, you know, I'm gonna stay here, I'm chilling, like, I don't want to go. And then he's just like, what? Are you sure? Are you all right? Like, do you have a fever or what's going on?
Not a fever.
Like, no, just go have fun with your friends. You sure? Go, yeah, you could go play the foosball. It's fine.
You sure? You want some from the store, some chips?
Yeah.
I want to come back and you want that bullshit.
Exactly.
That part right there.
And he was very, I guess, surprised by that. And even, like, during the course of him being out, he would check up with me or check in with me, and I'm not even, like, I'm not texting him or trying to bother him. I'm just like, okay, well, he's out having fun, you know? And I've met his friends, and they're good people, like, and I don't really care about what they do, and I can go out with them and have a good time and all that stuff too, but you know, you don't have to check in. I feel like he checks in with me just to, you know, let me know, like, yeah, we're just sitting here talking and stuff about football. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
But are you like that because it gives it to you? You feel me? And what if that one day when he don't call, he gonna be gone all day, 4, 5, 6 hours, and you text him and he ain't hitting back?
You know, I think part of it is that because I've gotten used to it.
Right.
Because he'll text me, like, sometimes while he's driving, and let me know where he is and all that stuff. So now that any times that he doesn't, maybe like a couple hours go by and he doesn't hit me up, I'm like, where could he be? But I still don't really, you know, I don't start.
But you've gotten accustomed,
And I don't do it because I don't feel like she doesn't trust me or anything. It's just I don't have nobody else to hit up. I can call my mom, but I don't have nobody right to hit up. So, like, my phone is, like, so dry. I hit one of the buddies up or something, and they don't care. But you know, I know she's gonna respond. So, I mean, it's just part of my daily routine is just to have somebody to talk to, and I don't talk to her all day because if I'm at work or something, so it feels good to get home and just vent. Like, this job, I can't get this damn job, but like, but it feels good to vent. But I don't do it like check in or stuff like that because I feel like she doesn't trust me. I just do it because I feel out of respect, really, for her, just to like, hey, this is what's going on, and I'm not going to be gone for this amount of hours without leaving you wondering, like, when are you going to come home? You know, so.
But it deepens the connection, right? Definitely. I mean, gone are the days, like, back when I was young, you just left. You're like, bye.
Yeah. And every now and then I'll surprise him, and you know,
there's no way to talk to connect throughout the day.
I'll surprise him and stuff every now and then, and send him a little picture like, "Hey, hurry back!" You know? I'm waiting.
Get a little spicy. Little spicy. That's true. So I think you hit on this a little bit, Sydney, about the dynamics in a relationship, right? The way you think from previous relationships.
Right.
And what I've noticed or observed, not on a wide scale, but that this issue of a power struggle in modern day relationships are becoming more and more present. And I think that's because maybe the roles for men and women have kind of changed and morphed and evolved over time. Do you see any power struggle battle in your relationships? Did you have to deal with power struggles and traditional roles versus non-traditional ones?
I believe we did. Maybe not in the most traditional way. He had made a comment when we first started dating. I was like really big on social media because it had to do with what I was involved in. And I think I showed too much cleavage for him. And he texted me and was like, I wouldn't want my woman showing all that, you know. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm actually dealing with someone now. I'm not single. Maybe I shouldn't be showing so much cleavage. And that for me, because I respected him and I wanted to be with him, I didn't want him to look at me. His opinion about me mattered. It was an easy, switch for me. So
I will interject. I just want to make this point because it was early on in our relationship. I wanted to let her know how I perceived it, so it wasn't a demand. I would never demand her to do anything or change anything for me, but I would just suggest, my desire. Like what I perceive as a man and I see a woman who's showing cleavage, I just let her know that it looks to me as if the woman is searching for attention or fishing for comments, and if we are to be an item, that's just something I don't care for, without making the demand like, hey, look, no more pictures with the cleavage, all right?
All
it wasn't
turtlenecks
that.
now.
It was just all in conversation, and I feel like based off of her getting a peek inside my brain and how I look at things, she acted accordingly. So I would say, like she said, out of respect. It wasn't a demand or anything like that.
yeah, he's never really made any demands, but he's definitely made strong suggestions.
For sure.
So and I had, at that point, it was like, okay, Sydney, are you treating this like every other situation, or does this really matter to you? Do you see longevity? Are you striving to grow with this person? Do you want teamwork? Do you want togetherness? And it was like a no-brainer for me. It was no sweat off my back because he was the only eyes that I even wanted to keep. So it really didn't matter to me. I think once we moved in, I think that's where the power struggle really came. I've never been like a real submissive. I'm kind of alpha female.
Okay.
So I've never really done this whole submissive thing. But I had made a conscious decision when I decided that, okay, one, I prayed. And it wasn't like, because a lot of times prior to him, I'll be asking God, oh, is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? And I kind of knew in the back of my head that it had an expiration date on it because I wasn't really into him. But I wanted love so bad that anything that I liked about who I was dating at the time, I was like, oh, Lord, could he be the one? And when he came, I did not have that feeling at all. I wanted to be his friend. I wanted to be there for him through what he was going through. And through that, I got to know him. So for me, it was easy. Like I've gotten to know him on a completely different level because, like, mentally, I even told myself, like, we're not going to do what we normally do, Sydney, okay? We're not about to, like, yes, he's cute and this and that and you like this. But I asked God, what is the reason why you brought this man in my life? You know, if it's just to be his friend, I'm okay with that. And if it's to be more, I'm definitely okay with that. So I just mentally I went about it a completely different way than I have any relationship in my life. And when he moved in, I was already there, and I believe because the way that we started living with one another, he had came out here for work, and it was only supposed to be for 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3 turned into 2 months, 2 months turned into forever. And he had responsibility in Florida, and I think his mind was still there. Like, he had things to kind of like close down and finalize, and I was like, oh yes, you're here. You know, we've been doing this back and forth thing because it was a long distance relationship. We only seen each other once a month, maybe once every 2 months. I was ready. Like, we've been talking about this over the phone, falling asleep 2:00 in the morning. Like, it's time. Like, it's come. And I think he just mentally, he wasn't ready, and it caused a rift in our relationship. And you know, a lot of questions came, and you know, we went through a very rough patch where we thought we wasn't gonna make it at first, but every time I really thought about it, like, is he worth it? That was a no-brainer. Like, absolutely, absolutely, he's worth it. I will do anything. For the first time in my life, I didn't want somebody to walk out. For the first time, like,
wow,
yeah, I didn't want him to go anywhere.
That's beautiful. And so the alpha female, where did she go?
I had to bury her. I mean, she's still there, you know.
But she's a team player.
Very much so.
Sure. I feel like there's a lot of compromise in our relationship. Like, I don't want to take over the reins. I check with her, you know, on the decisions we make, because I want, you know, I feel like we have a partnership. You know, it's not a dictatorship. I care about, you know, what's her take on things. So I give her room to exercise the alpha female if it needs to be there. But I love the fact that she's willing to submit. Like, she has that heart. So
that's such a humongous word, Lord Jesus. I'm over here cringing my nerves, Lord. God bless you, Queen. May the force be with you. 32 years
Not
in
the
the game.
force.
May the force be with you.
Well, let's talk about submission, right?
I don't think, honestly, I feel like people have the wrong idea about submission.
Okay.
Because I don't feel like it's submission. It's a willingness. I'm willing to do what it takes in order for this relationship to work. And I have to understand that he's a man and I'm a woman. And there, I understand my role in the relationship, where women think like it's, when you think of submission, like he was just saying, you think of dictatorship. And there's no dictatorship in our relationship. I feel like it's not even compromise. I feel like it's consensus. We're going to bring things to the table. You say how you feel about it. I'm going to say how I feel about it. If we bump heads, let's chill. Cool heads will prevail. Let's stop talking about it right now, because I see us revving something up in you. I've struck a nerve, and let's get back to loving on one another. And we've been able to go to sleep and wake up the next morning, and because we were able to sleep on it and really think about it to ourselves, we're able to bring back a different perspective of whatever the issue was or the conversation was, and come up with like, oh, you know what, I didn't really think of it that way, because sometimes you're ready and you're charged up to be like, I'm standing my ground, this is how I feel about it. And I had to think like, I'm not in this by myself. You know what I mean? I have to figure out like, okay, well, how do you feel? And I need to hear how he feels and consider why he feels the way that he feels, and be okay with maybe changing my perspective of the way how I looked at it.
I'd like to add one other thing, and because I know the negative connotation the word submission can have, like, and I use that term because I have guidelines that I live by. So she's not only is she submissive, I'm submissive to God. So we believe in the same God. I feel like there's certain things within His Word, certain parameters and guidelines that He gives that we live by. So as I submit to Him, her desire is to fall under my leadership because of where I'm headed, and so when I say submit, I don't mean to my personal will or my personal preference. It's just doing life together, and sometimes your way is not the best way, and I'm even willing to acknowledge that. And so, yeah, I don't mean to make anybody cringe at the table when I say that word. I am not here to be anybody's dictator or ruler or anything like that. I've learned a great deal about stepping outside of myself and my own preferences for the sake of this relationship. So it's definitely it's a two-way thing. It's a partnership for sure. I would say.
What do you think, Sarah?
Let's see. I feel like one of my bigger issues that I had was not necessarily a lack of trust, but he would get frustrated with me because I might have a problem and not say anything because I would try and solve it myself.
Oh, okay.
And that's from being single. Just, I kind of fell in love with that part of myself where, like, dang, like, I could take care of all this stuff? Just me? Cool, I'm gonna just figure it out, just, okay, this problem is right here, like, okay, I don't know what to do about that yet, but let me stew on it, and then something will come up. There will be a solution, and I'll be able to fix it. And I liked that, and I enjoyed it, because as soon as there was a solution, like, I became very solution oriented. So not just talking about problems all the time, like, no, okay, so how do I fix it? It almost immediately would go to that as soon as a problem presented itself, and I kind of left him out of the loop, and that was like frustrating for him. So now I've eased up on that. I have OCD, I think, so it's really hard for me to like let go of any sort of control. Things might have to be in a certain order, or I might have to be in the right mood maybe to get ready to do something, and he's not like that, so he's more helping me in that way, I think. He just kind of told me, like, just, let me help, tell me what the problem is so we can talk about it.
Right, it's kind of like what Sydney said before, is that there's a part of being single that you kind of have to set aside and say, I'm no longer single. Right. I have a partner or help me.
Yeah, and I think I relate to you about being the alpha female a little bit too, because that freedom of being able to just, kind of take care of yourself and now find out the kind of person that you are and what you like and what you don't like, and kind of starting to stand more and more firm about that. There's, strength to that, and there's pride that comes with it. And I liked that about myself.
Once I figured it out, I didn't want to let that go. but I knew he was like a real man, and I couldn't really bring that in this relationship. And I was like, okay, here we go. Let's see how this goes.
Right. And Edward's very much an alpha male also. But we have both talked about the fact that we know when one person is sort of taking the reins already, and it doesn't have to be just with us. It can be with friends or whoever. Like somebody's just, making themselves captain, sort of. We know when to sit back and chill and stay in the background, So when he does his alpha thing, I'm in the back. I got his back.
Yeah, because my thing is, I don't want to be in control, but like how she got used to being single. I mean, we both were single at one point, but my thing is, you have me now. Let me help. I want to help. I might find a solution that you haven't got to yet. Not saying that you won't find a solution for anything, but I might have the solution that you haven't came up with yet. And if you, bring me in, and then it can be a lot quicker and ease your mind a little bit, and I'll be here because two minds work better together. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can see two different perspectives.
Question for the panel. I was sitting here thinking about both of your relationships. You all are in relationships where you have children by someone else. How do you deal with that dynamic, and was that a problem in the relationship in the beginning? How are you coping with it and dealing with it?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a really good question, actually.
I'll start off because I probably have the most kids out of the panel. I'm a father to 6 kids, and the uniqueness of finding a woman who has come from a background such as Sydney. She has a son. We have 2 kids the same age, 7. Willing to take on my 6, like with open arms. Just to paint a picture, I get my kids during Christmas break and summer break. They're in Florida with their mother, going to school out there. But I had a chance to have them for this past Christmas break. And it was a chance to see her in a different element that she's never been in. So to see how she's embraced it and really blew me away by how she responded to the kids, how she loves on them. She treats my kids as if they're her own. I knew, like, she is the one, she is for me. And so how that looks, and as far as her son, she co-parents with her son's father, and we have him 1 week on, 1 week off, and I love him as if he's my own. It's a very unique situation because her relationship with my ex-wife and my relationship with her son's father, they're all healthy relationships, and everybody wants to see the kids win, and we're in support of all of them. So it's a really blessed situation, I would say.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so I'll just leave it there.
So nice.
Yeah. I never imagined myself. Okay, so when I prayed, when I was single, and I was asking God for making it plain, asking God for what I wanted out of a man. I wanted a man to come with his own kids. I dated men while I was single that didn't have kids, and I just felt like there was a disconnect. And I preferred a man that came with his kids. I didn't know if I wanted more or if I didn't, but if I didn't, I wanted a blended family. And I know it's kind of odd to want, but I wanted someone that understood the plight of being a parent, because single, I just didn't feel like they got it. They didn't really understand like the sacrifices that you would make because you're a parent. And so then he came along. And when I first met him that first day, and he was talking to me like, oh yeah, you know how many kids do you have? And he said 6, and I was like, wait, say what? Come again? You got 6? Maybe he made a mistake. Maybe I heard 6. He's like, no, I have 6. And I was like, oh. And I was impressed that they were all by one woman. It wasn't like spread out across the world. And when I met them, I fell in love. I absolutely fell in love with each of them for their own reason. And his son, Isaiah, he is an exceptional young man. He is amazing. All of his kids are amazing. And I was just so impressed. And it just spoke volume to who he is as a man and the sacrifices that he made. And I had absolutely, because I loved him so much, it was absolutely no hesitation to love his kids the same way. And I wanted to be just the extra added influence and security for them. And he was able to give my son, because he's been asking for siblings forever. And I just like, I don't know if mommy gonna be able to do that for you. No, I'm getting kind of old. I don't know if these eggs work the same. And he came with 6. And I'm like, and my baby loves family. We both love family. And it was just, you knew that it was God's work being done, because everything that I needed, everything that I prayed for, came in just this one package. And I feel extremely blessed.
That's nice.
So I have 3 kids. So like he was saying, it's kind of hard to find someone that's going to accept you, which is so much, I would say, not baggage, but baggage. But so I just laid it all on the table when we first spoke. Like, I have 3 kids, and she was like, okay, that's fine, I love kids. I was like, yes. All right, yes, next chapter. But you know, I have a 15-year-old. I had my daughter when I was 17, and she's been living with me since birth or whatever. So I think my youngest daughter and my oldest daughter is the first ones to meet her, because my relationship with my kid's mom isn't all that well. And so her just taking in my youngest daughter and meeting her was awesome. And she loved her. She'll ask about her and everything. And then I met her daughter coming in, and her daughter's great, smart, intelligent. And her daughter's dad and her, they have a great relationship. And I mean, that's great, because it takes a village. I mean, it takes a village. And I like it a lot. Yeah, I mean, the kids, they bicker and fight, and I mean, they're kids and they do their thing. But she embraces it so much, as far as me having 3 kids, and she has her daughter. I love her daughter, like, as if she's my own. And I mean, it's great, honestly. Like, I didn't second think, I mean, who am I to second think anything? She had 1, I had 3, you know? So, I mean, I enjoy it a lot, definitely.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of respect that has to be there when it comes to parenting. Also, like, you know, you don't want to overstep any boundaries. Like, I have my kid and he has his, and however his parenting style and stuff, if it's different from mine, then, you know, he's an adult, and those are his children. He made those, you know, and they turn out fine. So, you know, but it's a very respectful relationship, I think, that we have with each other's children, and the fact that you can handle yours for the most part, and, you know, I'll help out, and vice versa, you know. But yeah, there's definitely love and respect there, a lot. So yeah.
Does it matter more when it's who has the most children, or it really doesn't matter if you feel like that person's the one? Because you see, I know you came in with 3, you came in with 6, so I see the guys have more than the girls. So was it like, oh, like
It didn't. Funny thing, when I was growing up, I was friends with a family of 6, and it just looked the house just looked like so much fun. I was like, man, I only got a sister. Like, I was kind of boring compared to theirs, and I always wanted a big family, but I never wanted to push them out. So it was like perfect for me. I'm like, hey, children, like, you you got a second mom now. I didn't have to push y'all out. This is great. It didn't matter to me. It didn't.
How do you check? Do you always have that one spouse that catches feelings once you move on? They want you back. The other spouse wants you back. So how do you double check? Like, oh man, like, is this girl over you, or is this? You know what I'm saying? So did y'all deal with that?
We had to deal with that.
We both dealt with that.
Yeah.
I would say for me, that's probably one of the last hurdles I had to get over was because of the healthy co-parenting dynamic that I just mentioned. Seeing her interact with her son's father, the vibe, like they get along very well, but I never saw what led up until that point. I'm just seeing the finished product. So I did have a hang up on it, like, you sure you don't, I have feelings, just based off how they interact. But I had to not only get over that, but communicate that to him, as a man, and just be like, this is what I see. We had a pretty big blowout because of it. But it was all me. It was insecurities that I had, again, doubling back to me looking for that. This relationship going too well. Something's got to be up, So I was creating things in my own mind, and I had to really come to grips with just communicating that to him. And it was the conversation she had been telling me all along, but talking with him, it solidified, like, look, bro, I'm rooting for you guys. That's him talking to us. And just really, I got a glimpse of how him and her are coming together in things that they're doing for their son, and I'm on board with that. It really lines up to the goals and aspirations that I have for my own. So I'll speak to that.
Like you said, me and my son's father, we did not start off in a healthy way. It was actually pretty bad. We didn't have great communication. I thought he was gonna be the one that I was gonna be with, and I had to accept the fact that he wasn't, and learn that because of how we got to where we were, like the unhealthy co-parenting, I had to make a decision for myself, like, am I going to continue to be a part of the problem, or am I going to be a solution to the problem? So I had to switch my mindset and start approaching our parenting, our co-parenting, completely different. And I had to be patient with how it would change, where my son's father would catch on, like, oh, okay, she's not doing this to get one up on me or pull wool over my eyes. And when he came in, like he said, we had gotten to a point that we understood that we were friends, and God brought us together to make a kid, this wonderful, amazing son. And we agreed, like, okay, we're going to, because we both come from a background where our parents were not good. Like, I grew up, my parents were not great. They didn't talk for years, and I decided that I didn't want that for my baby. If we weren't going to be together, the least that I could do is have a great relationship with his father, because I wanted him to know that he came from love, and I didn't want my son to have to decide whose side he was going to be on. I wanted to be cohesive in each household. And I knew that looked different from other people's perspective and understanding, like, how it normally goes. I knew that it was, that's not normal. Because we got that question a lot, like, you guys sure y'all don't want to be together? And we're like, no. And like, when we were done, like, it was no creeping back or this and that. No, we not playing those games. We gonna keep it straight, like straight across the board. We are co-parenting, and it took a minute for us to get to a place where we could just hear each other and actually be friends. And I get it, I understood where he was coming from, but I'm like, baby, I wouldn't bring you into a situation where I'm gonna play games with you. Like, if I wanted to be with him, then what are you doing here? You didn't have to be here. I have to bring you all the way from Florida just to play a game with you. And he got it after he spoke with him. And I like the fact that they're able to build on their own personal relationship, much like I desire to build a relationship with his ex-wife, because I think it's important that the kids see that this is what healthy relationships look like. I think it's our duty to do that because they didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean?
I do, absolutely.
Well, I sort of had the same experience with my ex-husband. We started off not well. It took a couple years, I think, to get to the place we are now. I think there was a severe lack of trust on his part. Just, he didn't think he could trust anybody, and all I wanted was to get left alone. So I wasn't trying to, do anything petty or, any kind of revenge or whatever, make his life difficult or anything like that. No, just give me my kid, when we say, and then you get her too, and we'll share and all that. I already told him before we broke up, if we do separate, I'm not taking your kid away from you. That's not something I'm gonna do. You're a great father. You do the best you can with, the values and the stuff that you've been raised with, and so do I. And she needs both of that. So I don't have those intentions, and I had to just consistently show that to him in order for him to eventually get it, like, okay, she's actually not going to do me wrong or whatever. If stuff does happen or some problems arise, it's not intentional. I'm not doing anything on purpose, I promise. I'm presenting you with all the facts, and these are the options, these are the things that I'm against. I'd really like it if these things didn't happen, and I really prefer these things. That's it. Yeah. What are you gonna say? But yeah, and I have definitely told him that we had a small rift because he also thought that, maybe me and him were, doing a little thing on the side or something. Right. Because we got along so well now. And I think I had told him before that my ex mentioned to me that he wanted me back, but he thought that it was said more recently. And I told him, like, no, that was way before I met you. He's like, oh, okay.
And I think that, I had to realize to let that go. I think that comes in to a point where I'm not used to seeing healthy relationships like that. Like, I was raised by a single mom. My dad wasn't around, so not seeing something healthy like that is like, you question it, like what's really going on here, because this doesn't happen. Like with my ex, like, we don't get along well. I don't really care, but she don't get along with me, and it's kind of like, it makes the co-parenting hard, where I'm not gonna let up because I never had a dad around, so I want to be the opposite of that. So I'm not going to let up no matter what obstacle you put in my way. And you don't want me to see my kids, I'll be outside every day until I get to see them. That's changed now. Thank God for the court system. But you have no choice. But yeah, like she was saying, I really have to just that was probably an insecurity of mine that I thought I didn't even have, but I wasn't used to seeing something so healthy and learning to grasp with it. But when I did, now it's in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. Go ahead. Another question.
I can go all day.
Yeah.
You got it. You go ahead.
I know. Go ahead. That's fine.
Wow. I kind of lost my train of thought. So go ahead and
Okay.
I have a question.
Oh.
Go ahead.
In relationships, what do you think is more important if you had to choose, respect or love?
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect.
Respect. 'Cause, I mean, I take respect over any relationship, whether it be us, our friendship, our enemies, whatever. Respect, because you cannot, like someone and dislike someone, but you respect. I say it all the time because I play sports. I'm like, they don't have to like me, but you're gonna respect me, And I'm gonna earn it or I'm gonna take it. Either way, you're gonna have to respect me. And I think with respect comes love. When you respect your partner, they feel that respect and their love grows stronger. Yeah.
I think it's definitely, I agree with respect for sure, because it seems like respect is more about the other person than yourself.
That's good.
And love seems more, it can fluctuate, and it's more about you and how you feel about things or a person, and how passionate you can be or how you want to express, how you feel. But if there's respect there can be boundaries. Like maybe this person doesn't like when, maybe like, I don't know who doesn't like surprises, but it's some people out there apparently that don't like surprises. But if my way of loving someone is to surprise them with something and then they don't like surprises, I have to respect that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I feel like respect for sure. I feel like we started off as friends, and that's as something that we both commend ourselves on. Like, we always talk about getting back to our friendship. And when you have a best friend, you absolutely respect them. There is no judgment when you're someone's friend, because you absolutely love and respect them. And I feel like love is just not enough. You can love someone and not like them.
That's right.
And respect, you like the person because you respect who they are, you respect what they stand for. You respect them all the way around. So I absolutely need respect over love, because when you respect someone, I think that's partnership with love.
Yeah. I love what she said about the respect aspect. I want to choose both. I want to argue that one flows from the other, but if I had to pick one, it would absolutely be respect, because I've spent many years in a marriage where I would still to this day say I love that woman, but like Sydney said, you can love somebody and not necessarily like them. And so respect absolutely calls someone to step outside of themselves and consider your partner. And I feel like that on the scale, definitely respect for sure. I would take that first. Yeah.
I admire everyone's mentality and maturity.
Thank you.
I want to know, where does that come? Does that come with time, trial and error, or can someone figure this out because they just had the game early? So, where does that come from?
I think it comes with a relationship with yourself first. There's absolutely no way that you can show someone, because the way that you treat yourself is you're teaching someone how to love you and who you are. But if you don't know who you are and it's contingent on your relationship, that wavers, there's no foundation in that. I feel like relationships is built on a foundation with yourself first, and you have to be okay with the person that stares you back in the mirror. And if you're not, and that's contingent on each relationship that you're in, you'll never know who you are. You're just a lost soul. And I had to become one with Sydney and forgive myself of those things, or I'm not in this place at this time in my life, or I made these mistakes, or I made poor decisions in these relationships, or got with this person. Like, I had to be like, okay, Sydney, that's okay. It's okay. And it led you to who you are and where you are now, and it put me in the path of meeting this man that now I get to meet a completely different version of myself that I've never met before, because he's going to bring out things that would have never been brought out had I not met him.
Yeah. And I would also say, because your question is a good one as far as wisdom and maturity. I feel like it's all about the hand you're dealt in life. I think experience brings a lot out of you. When someone is squeezed, whatever is in them, that's what comes out. And I feel like life got thrown at me at such a young age. I can only speak for myself. I was a father at 20 and married at 21, 22. So that forced me. I knew at that point it wasn't about me anymore. I was responsible for another soul, another life. And multiply that by 6, and it's just like it teaches you to be totally selfless. And so, like, what she's saying is knowing yourself is interesting, because in this dynamic, at least for me, I'm still on that journey right now, in this relationship, because I've spent so many years pouring out myself for others that I'm still learning. So a lot of what you're hearing come from me, man, it's an ongoing process, So.
Yeah. You never stop learning.
Never stop.
Who you are. Evolution is just what it is. You're going to always evolve. I'm about to be 39, and when I'm 49, I'm not going to be thinking the same way. Oh, yeah.
What? Where?
Thank you. Black don't crack unless you smoke it. So. But I feel like, once 10 years from now, I'm not going to be the same person.
Yeah.
And I got to be okay with the changes and the woes of life, and put that in my wisdom bank, and know that now I get to give this to my children. I get to give this to my nieces. I get to give this to the people that God put in my path to love on and to bestow my wisdom to them.
I think it definitely has to start with some self-respect, respecting yourself enough to figure out who you are. I did not have that for a long time. I was the type to acclimate so much into a relationship where, I got into whatever the other person was into. But now it's not so much that, and he's supportive and into some of the things that I do, hence him being here today. But also there has to be communication.
Yes.
Not just with the other person, but with you.
Yes.
You have to at least think
We
these
gotta
out.
wrap up, Sarah.
Talk to yourself if you have to, like, I don't think I like this. I think a big lesson I learned throughout, like, being single, and this is from, like, just childhood too, is that I can be who I am regardless of who you are and how you treat me.
I just wanted to let you know, Sarah, we're out of time, sweetie. Yeah, we're right at the tone. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on the Poetry of Justice Show. Jackie Ray Phillips, LaYaksRadio.com, AcceleratorRadio.net. We'll be back next week. Thank you so much.